President. I seek leave to make a brief explanation before addressing a question without notice to the Minister for Transport and Infrastructure on the topic of public and active transport.
Is leave granted? Leave is granted. The Honourable Mr Sims.
In February 2023, the Select Committee on Public and Active Transport handed down its report more than 2 years ago, Mr President. The committee heard numerous submissions that expressed concern about the decline in services of public transport in metropolitan areas and the lack of public transport in regional areas. It also heard the community felt the state government prioritised car travel over other modes of transport and that state investment was biased towards building more roads. The committee made numerous recommendations for the state government to improve public and active transport, including increasing the frequency of bus services, commencing planning for a statewide integrated separating cycling network and trialling passenger rail services from Mount Barker to Adelaide. My questions, therefore, to the Minister are: has the Minister read the report of the Select Committee on Public and Active Transport? What action has the government taken in relation to the recommendations to date, and which recommendations does she hope to still implement?
Minister for Infrastructure and Transport.
I thank the honourable member for your question and all the work that you have undertaken through the Select Committee that you chaired. Obviously there were a number of recommendations put forward and I've had the great pleasure of reading them. I might have predicted this would be a question. So obviously as a government we have been investing heavily in this space. It is a really big privilege to take on a role where we know that we're already investing record levels in construction, but also particularly in transport construction. My understanding is this is not just about the amount of money as a government we're investing, but the Master Builders Association themselves backs in this data, that we are building more than ever before in transport construction. My understanding through the Master Builders Association data that this shows that transport construction is up 28% year on year. This is an incredible achievement and data that clearly shows that we are doing more in this space because we know it's important to keep people connected and to keep people moving. We know that there's a number of things that have been highlighted in your recommendations as things like active transport, and we've seen the significance of just recently, since I've become the Minister, I was able to be a part of an announcement where we were able to roll out a dedicated funding that's been made available through a $2 million fund that's available for people to have bike lanes and bicycle projects that keep people moving and connected. There were 18 projects that were rolled out across 9 councils, and importantly, as you've highlighted throughout your consultation and feedback, is it's important to have this not just in metropolitan Adelaide, but in regional Adelaide, and there was quite a number of regional areas that were able to benefit from those. From memory, I think Mount Gambier was one of those, and I recall Victor Harbour, the Barossa was also, I believe, one of them as well. So this is a program that we are making sure that we can get that funding where it's needed, and particularly in places that maybe we haven't looked at with those needs for bike tracks before. In regards to, I guess, the cheaper fares, again, that is raised about having more accessible support for people to access fares that are cheaper. As we've highlighted yesterday, we have done targeted fares that support those that need it and have lower incomes generally, like our seniors and also our students who are receiving fares of equivalent of 25 cents, and our people, seniors, are receiving free access to public transport. But we also know that we have to be doing the infrastructure investments as well, and that is also what we're doing, and that data from the Master Builders Association backs that in. It's not just about a government saying we're doing something. The Master Builders Association data is backing in that we are.
Supplementary, Mr President.
Supplementary question, the Honourable Mr Sims.
Does part of the construction work the Minister referenced include rail to Mount Barker?
I thank the member for his question and also interest in this space. Regional public transport is important and something that we need to be looking at, and giving $2 million to make it a permanent fixture of the Mount Barker bus service is also an investment that we have made. Happy to continue to look at other ways that we can make public transport more accessible, but I'm happy to continue these conversations.